sorry, Sulaiman, let us not forget that it was in the media before the Nigerian government owned up to it. That story, first of all, made the rounds, and then I think it was the following day or 2 days after, we got a response from the Nigerian government.
And that again tells you the essence of a black operation, that when you're doing black operation, it's not every relevant agency that knows what is going on. So a few departments can decide that we need this equipment to come into Nigeria and we're going to go and get it. There are so many other successful black operations that you and I do not know about.
Was it handled the same way? Was it carried out the same way?
We don't know, because the Army might do their own thing, the Navy might do their own thing, the Department of State Security may do theirs. And the fact remains that when I spoke to certain relevant agencies, there are equipments today that the Department of State Security have put in place in this country that is giving results that enable them to be able to stop the usage of female suicide bombers and cut off those people.
But one is not sure if it was handled this same way.
They have their own way of handling it. And the fact that they succeeded, and these are equipment that the international community did not want Nigeria to have in the first place, but they succeeded in bringing it in.
So
this is a successful operation.
Couldn't we have learned from that and carry out this one?
Well, the point is that if 10 went right and 1 went bad, people capitalized on the one that went bad. A nation like America to come in and say that they will not give us what we asked for, yet they are partners in fighting against insurgency. It's not fair to Nigeria. Nigeria is a stakeholder in West Africa.
But that doesn't mean we haven't bought arms since 1999.
What do you call arms?
And are there different definitions of what arms are?
Very, very different in terms of, if you're talking about lightweight arms, they are all over the place. You can buy it in Niger Republic.
So the Nigerian military,
talking about
the country has not procured arms
since 1998.
Since 1998.
Yes, heavy-duty equipment.
That's what you're saying.
Yes. No helicopters. And the only thing that we bought during Obasanjo was the fighter from China.
So the ones that the police...
wait a minute.
The ones that the police procured...
Wait a minute.
They don't fall into this category.
Police helicopters are for civil duties. They are not armed. They are not attack helicopters.
But I was going to ask.
So you can bring in the shell.
So the one that was used to rout the insurgents in some of the states, in some of the areas in Borno.
Which one? They are using fighter jets.
It wasn't. We had it since.
We
had it all the while.
Wait, Obasanjo bought...
No, did we have those ones?
Obasanjo bought the N7 fighters, which is the MiG-27 version from China. Then under Obasanjo and then later Musa Yar'Adua, Nigerian Navy signed a contract with China for OPVs, 2 that are being constructed that are going to come into Nigeria. They are not yet operational. Then the U.S. government gave us 2 decommissioned vessels, one destroyer, I think, and a minesweeper. But for me, the lessons here is that we need to begin to think like India. The Defense Corporation of Nigeria needs to begin to bring in shells of helicopter and arm it for what we need to do so that international community can begin to respect us. We don't need to go to Israel, to US and ask for helicopter gunships. We go and buy the shells. The nation have the capacity to take this technology and make it your own. India has done so. Why not Nigeria?
The satellite images that we're not able to get. And sometimes, we spend billions of dollars for NICOMSAT 1 and now 2.
It hasn't reached up to billions of dollars. It's still in the millions
of dollars.
With the first step we took in NigerComSat,
does that then mean that all the monies that we spent in installing those satellites, the first one fell, it just wasn't operational. Then we talked about the second one, and now I understand there's only the second and the third one in the offing here. The second one is already up there, but these things don't provide us those kind of imagery that we require in this kind of world, does it?
You see, you're holding an iPod. What you feed in is what you get out. If you feed in garbage, garbage comes out. When in 1999 we were thinking of putting the NigerComSat, Surrey University, UK, told us that they can do it for us at certain amount of money through the Eurosat. But the Nigerian actors at that particular point in time that went to broker that deal asked for them to pad the cost. And they said, no, we are a EU nation. So they went to China. China agreed and padded it. And China didn't have much experience in launching satellite as at that time. And that satellite disappeared. The excuse we were given is that it was heavily insured and that we can recover our money back. And people kept quiet. National Assembly didn't investigate further.
Let's
then,
close.
Then
Let's
now
close.
just
Mr. Gbanite, we don't really have time because we're running out of time. Let's just close this because we have seen a whole lot that we have analyzed. We have breached the South African laws by not letting them in on this particular one. And you say it's a black operation. We have used a carrier that we shouldn't have used, another one. And we have put some personnel that we shouldn't have put on that particular aircraft. That's another one. Then so many other issues that we have done. So how then do you say we can resolve all of this amicably so that
it means that in future Black Ops, the planners and the executioners must be in sync. It means that the Nigerian end must make sure that the corridors of operations are all tied in for you to have the results that you desire. And in this particular case, something went wrong, and we must admit it. But that doesn't mean that we should stop doing black operations. We must continue. The most important thing is to degrade the level of insurgency in the Northeast so that elections and census can be held. And at this particular point in time, it's not wrong if the president can flex muscles by ordering all Nigerian military in peace support operations everywhere in the world to start coming home. Our house is burning. We need to combat our home. And when our president makes such move, then the same Western nations will begin to come on the table and say, what do you want from us to prevent this? Because there are so many nations in the world that Britain, America, the G8 nations will not put boots on ground, that Nigerian boots on ground. And,
we'll see if that apology comes.
We must flex our muscles.
That apology you talked about, that the government, they didn't handle this well, they should just apologize to Nigerians. Who knows if that will eventually come, but we're out of time. We'll have to end it there.
And I thank you. And this is not a political issue for APC to have emotional erection over this issue. It's unnecessary.
There are issues that if they raise issues about it.
It should be kept more in the committee level. That's how it's done in civilized nations.
Thank you for coming on, Mr. Gbanite.
Thank
we'll
you
be back in just a moment here. Join us again.